Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I'm streaming some 2D4X today. I won't be streaming next weekend. I'm gonna have a wedding to go to. I may stream on Friday. I don't know. Uh, Maybe. Uh, we'll see. Instead of the weekends, um, 2D4X is a strategy game that I'm working on currently. This is the testing area, which is in Oregon. It's inspired by like Dominions and uh, Paradox games, many other games too. I always say those two things, but many games have inspired this. I'm making the strategy game I've always wanted to play. Well, it's in the infancy. It will always be in infancy. I always say it's 5 years out from being completed. And we are working on events. Yesterday we have like lists for each county that we can't see because the player can't see it, but the percentage of exploration here is what we want to look at. And we have the events in their resources. They're all right here, and we're going to create a bunch of those. And I was thinking about something though. We kind of need to have these set up for testing before we create them to make sure that we can get it to work. So we are, I literally titled it, for reals we're working on events, but we need to be able to have the hero do some exploration, I think. Which is this little icon here. Hopefully that won't take the whole stream. Every time I say we're doing something for real, 100%, it is not the case. We just need this to work in Portland. That's the name of this county. So we need it to work here. And we need it to work so that we can see. So what happens is there's a pop-up that will be like your event that you got. And we have like a test one that has been working forever, but we're gonna be doing some massive changes to this stuff. So we need it to we basically just need to make sure that we can test this with the actual hero exploring. So what we're gonna do, I think, here is we'll set it up so that you can actually explore, and then we'll start adding events, and hopefully we'll do that today because I titled this way. So we're going to have, maybe we should have like an exploration. Yeah, let's do a group. These are all of these numbers are like numbers that would be like base numbers that are used in the back end of the game that we can adjust. The reason why they're not hard coded in is because we want to be able to adjust them as we balance the game. So like, we have all these numbers. This is for slow learning, you have to do it 100 times. I think that's what this is. And this is, for fast learning, you do it 50, or for medium it's 50, like let's say that's too much or too little. We need to adjust that. So we put all these in like a global spot so it's easier to find them. And I think what we'll do is we'll add a new export group because they all show up in here, and we can adjust them in here too, which is actually both good and bad. We can adjust them in here, but then if you're also able to adjust them here, and it'll match. I think we do need definitely an exploration. Where did we? Here's the. Do we have a hero thing? We don't. All right, we'll just stick it right here. We can always move it later. County stuff. I guess I don't have anything on my clipboard. We will call this exploration. Variables. See, that's so professional sounding compared to what I normally. These two are populated from all resources at ready. That is actually for this. So good thing we noticed that. So there's those variables. And then we're going to add in the one, we're going to add in a cost. So we need a cost of how much it costs to do the exploration. And I was thinking, so Dominions, if you've ever played Dominions, you can have your guys explore, but I didn't actually get this idea from Dominions. I got it from some other game, which I can't remember the name of. That is another 4X game. I'm gonna look on Steam. I think it's still on my wish list. I used to have a copy of it, and I don't know what happened to the. I used to own a. Trying to think, how is this sorted? Release date? Single Wings. You're pretty close to 2 minutes. How long? It's been 5 minutes. It's pretty. Release date is actually what we want. This game's old. I might have taken it off. I never even remember the name of this game, and I want to play it again, but it's the version on Steam's like busted, and everyone says like don't buy this game. You know, in the comments it's busted. I have a couple of games, and I think that might be why I took it off the list, because I wanted to remember what it was. It's old, like I said, so I don't think. Yeah, well, this is 2004. There was, one day I forgot to turn off my little chat thing when I was done streaming, and so it was sitting open when I came back hours later, and there was people chatting in there, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Are there people still, like, from my stream? But it was because I raided someone. It still was populating my chat, and they had raided someone else, because it was like 8 hours later. And so it was like rating, and so it was still, populating the chat. Yeah, I'll never remember the name of this game. Yeah, because it would have been way at the bottom here because it was added a long time ago. Wait, says added on. I thought this was release date. How is these to be announced if I'm sorting by release date? What's going on here? Coming soon. This is not the order I want. Okay, so they start here. What does that say? I need glasses. What does that say? Can I make it bigger? No. 2020. See, I think these are all too new. Wow, Book of Travels came out in 2021. I really wanted to play that game, and then I guess I never did. That's the problem with wishlist. Yeah, it's not on here. It would be older than that. But whatever, there's a really cool game where you explore your counties, and you can find like orc settlements, and then the orc settlements can you can start building orcs. And we'll just say 10 at the beginning. Exploration costs 10. All right. So then we need to have it when you check that box, it actually does something, because this box right here, because right now it doesn't do anything. And that's how we're going to test it. We are going to make the AI be able to explore as well. Exploration is a big mechanic of this game. You could ignore it, though. That's kind of one of the things I want. You could just declare war on people around you and get similar benefits. So I want it to be a choice, not like, oh, you're required. Sometimes I feel like when you play strategy games, there's a way you have to do things, and I don't want to have that. I don't want it to have where you have to play in a certain order, otherwise you lose, I guess. The downside is you don't get free stuff, and you don't get more people. But we were talking about it yesterday when we were, chat was coming up with some good ideas for exploration. And this is one of them is this dangerous animals or bandits. And so the bad stuff can also happen when you explore. And bandits will be like, you'll immediately go into combat. And if you lose the combat, they take some of your shit, but it also puts a token of them moving around the map, of bandits moving around the map. So there's that too, and but that's that mechanic of having other AI monsters moving around the map is not even constantly, or not even in the infancy of implementation. So we're going to hold off on that one for a while. Oh, this is the second one we're going to do today. Probably. So it's the benefit is that you want to explore, but it costs the leader to do it, and leaders have upkeep. And then, so there is that. So you want to explore to find more people so you can have more people to work and whatnot. But at the same time, you could be using that time that's spent to declare war on other people, etc., etc. So let's go to this little thing, which is the county info panel. Then we have another, that's like a prefab. They're not called prefabs, though, in Godot. They're called scenes. We have a scene for that. Every time I look at this file tree, I do not like it. We want... I just don't like it. So I was thinking about JavaScript programmers against tickle wings. I always am. You were making that one game. Why don't you do it in JavaScript and have it online? Like that seems like with your... Did I already ask you this? With your skill set, you would be able to just throw it together and have an online game in 30 seconds. We're missing a bunch of stuff here. What's happened? All right, here we go. So this is the primary activities checkbox, and we have a signal attached for some reason. What is the signal? Okay, so that's mouse enter. That's fine. We're not doing signals this way anymore, though the mouse enter one's probably fine. So there's probably a script attached to here, and we're gonna go, and we're gonna need another signal for when this is checkboxed. Looks like we have an array here, and we're passing in a variable of some sort, an int, I would guess. It's all ints, right? Ah, yes, got it. That makes sense. Had something specific. Okay, so this is the problem I was talking about yesterday, and when I was like, why does this keep happening to me? So I'm able to... You can select anywhere on a line and hit Control-C, right? And now I've copied this whole line. But what I do a lot is I do that, and then I hit Enter, because I want to select, I want to go to the next line. And it doesn't let me because it's actually, see how it's highlighted? So I have to go over here and then go down and then paste. And I don't like that. This is going to be 3. This is going to be 3. And then let's make sure. That's one of the few things. What do you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 5 in here. We disabled research? I thought we had that still working. Strange. Well, I just pasted nothing. Pasted nothing. 4. 4. There we go. So let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we have other signals on this one? No, I must have disconnected it. So this one used to throw an error when we did it because it's not, we got to redo how that one works. It's not that big of a deal, and we'll probably redo that soonish. Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll do it on the next round. We'll leave research. We got to do So research works to a point. Does it work? I don't know. We'll have to go back. I don't really want to work on research. Where is it on my list? Yeah, I mean, it's here. This is probably a good order. I don't want to have a broken button in the game for a long time. You know what I mean? But that's way on the list. So that's like months away, but we'll get there. So on recruiting, checkbox pressed, hide primary activities, hide secondary, and get primary. Okay, so this is, what does this thing do? This goes through and assigns them to, for each one of these, no, it assigns them to some sort of list, and that's what we're probably doing hero button on pressed, deselect, spawn hero checkpoint, check. It's not a checkbox, it's a check button. Primary activities checkbox pressed. Number of the checkbox. Population data update. If that's the okay, so the int bound in the signal is equivalent to the enum in the case. So we have this already kind of built in. Oh no, we do have it built in, but there was no signal for it. I probably had the signal disabled because I didn't want it to throw the error. Because you can download this and play it. So 4 is explore, and that's going to set their activity to explore. And so what that does is in the day county thing here, it's going to go. So I was thinking about this too. We got to decide when it kicks off the exploration thing. I guess we'll do it in the morning. Because everything, so end of day basically is in the morning, is the first thing in the morning. So you've done it all night long. You know, I'm not talking about sex. Though we could be. So then this is going to go down. Yeah, exactly. Isn't that a song? I mean, it should be. End of day. Okay. Subtract. Copy count. Check for healing. Decide the building improvements. Workday over for population. Workday over for population. How does this workday over for population work? Loyalty to check. Keep working. There is not much in this little thing, huh? Work week over. Okay, I was looking at the wrong thing. So this one is I think that first one was heroes. Or yeah, heroes. So do we have exploration in here? We do. It doesn't do anything. So most of this is like kind of set up. Let's double check. Like we just got to have it start doing stuff. Generates resources through work, scavenging, building, and research. Generate the daily amount of work for workday over. So this is where we're generating this stuff. Goes through each hero. So this one's heroes and this one's population. Population. I know it says hero right here, but I'm going to make it more so I don't have to do what I just did, which is read. Reading sucks, right? I still don't believe that. So yesterday I was talking about this, that people were saying that like tons of kids can't read, and I was like, on like the teacher subreddit on Reddit. How would they look at their phones? Because they all they say is, oh, they just want to look at their phone all day. How would you use your phone if you couldn't read? I mean, I know everything's icons, but even so, you got to be able to read usernames. How do you find your favorite TikToker? Like, you got to be able to read to a point. Though, I did work with this guy. I'm not going to say his name. He's like infamous at my job. That couldn't read, and he had his girlfriend read everything to him. And he's like 65, so he's somehow gotten through all of life, and he couldn't read. He could read a little bit, just a tiny bit. And I don't have 100% proof that he couldn't read. Getting through life, without. Yeah, no, so he was supposedly a really good maintenance guy, though. When he left, everyone went and like looked at his work, and they were like, oh my god, this shit's terrible. What has he been doing all these years? So this is where we do the recruitment. So we probably want to have like a conquistador or something. It's not a conquistador, but you know how we have like these public classes that they do stuff in, like the recruiter does stuff, the hall master. We probably need to have an explorer version of this so that we check for recruitment. And I think what this does is, I think how we wrote this is if they're set up if their hero activity is not idle or is not scavenge or one of these things, it basically checks these things. But there's a list later on that they get added into. And I'm pretty sure we're just going to have to put it in here. We're just going to have to do it. We're going to have to stop dicking around and just do it. So I think after we do check for recruitment, we should do check for exploration, but we're going to want to do an explorer. What's another word for explorer? What is another word for explorer? A traveler. Definitely don't want traveler. Globetrotter. Surveyor. A pioneer. Maybe we'll just use explorer. We'll just use explorer for now. We can always change it later and cause absolute chaos. So we're going to need a public class. Scripts. Public classes. Add. I'm shouting. I need to turn on my music. Explorer. The reason why we do these extra public classes is so that everything's not like piled into one place. It gets intense that then when there's fuck you. It defaulted to GD script. It does this every once in a while. I think it's when I delete the .godot folder because it has all of the information on stuff. It won't do it again now. I would like you to open Mr. Explorer. All right. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. It's a node. You're not a node. You're a nothing. What is it like our hall master? You should just be straight up public class, yeah. I looked up why it's a partial thing, and I still don't understand it, really. Why these nodes are partial classes. Because Unity didn't do that. Well, this is a resource. Like this. Well, this is a resource too. I need something that's not a resource, but yeah. Like public partial class. It just seems weird. Anyways, we don't need this. What did we call this other one? I'm like lagging. Check for recruitment. So we're going to do public void check for exploration. And then what did we pass in on this recruitment thing? County data. Yes. I was thinking, do we really need a county data? And we do. And then we're going to for each population dat. And we're gonna start doing this slightly different. I've been calling everything population data, but later on when you look at the code, it gets a little confusing. So we're gonna do it because this is for every hero in county data.heroes in county list. If I'm thinking maybe we don't need to do this at all. What does this one do? I mean, I know it recruits people. This should be an end of day, I think. I think this is in the wrong place. So there's a thing that we have kind of doing here where it sits. Now we need a namespace in here. And then we'll do this thing. Get this out of here. Get this out of here. Get this out of here. So basically, you want the idea behind the heroes and stuff doing things is they have to do it all day long. But I think what we figured out is that you could like kind of trick the system with recruiting, but it's like who cares? Like if the player figures out that you could have him recruit for 1 second, all the time. You just have to have the guy there around midnight. He could start his recruitment, but he doesn't actually have to do it after that. And I think that will be the same thing with exploration. We could put some sort of counter, like they have to have a certain amount of time, or you could, because there is going to be every goddamn video game I've ever played has like a subreddit or cheats of someone who's exploiting something, and I literally plan after release to watch videos and figure out how people are exploiting it and then fix it, because it's one of like my. Yeah, I'm not talking about where they're exploiting like bugs, but where they find the one way to do something, and they're like, oh, if you do this, and if you go back and forth, you can do this, and you can get these extra things, and like every single game has that. Yeah, exactly. The game systems, not bugs, but the game systems, and every game has it, and there's like these people who I don't know how they would enjoy the game. Like that's so alien to me that I don't know how they enjoy games when they figure out that stuff. Um, and I wish game developers would actively fuck those guys over. I'm not even joking. I wish they would look at like the Paradox would read the Reddit subreddits for it and be like, oh yeah, you can do that. Let's change it so that you can't. It is like a puzzle, but it's weird to me that they're like, I won. It's like, well, yeah, I mean you did technically. Um, uh, okay, like those people can read. Back to the thing where people can't read. So this is the thing. I don't actually think we need this. We need the Explorer, but we don't need to check for it because they're already. If you set Explorer, and actually this should be at end of day, and I think this recruitment should be at end of day as well. Because it doesn't. I bet you it doesn't. Let's do this. Let's break the game real quick. Let's move this to end of day where it should be. This should be at the end of day. You click recruiting, he should be recruiting all day. So we're just going to move this and see what happens. We'll leave this big gap here so I know where it was. We'll restart the game and we'll wait for the bugs to implode. Yeah, that should be end of day. Oh, I have something that's half typed somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, it's like rule what do they call them? Rule lawyers in D&D. You're like, how is that fun to you? I just punish them when I'm the DM. I just make them suffer. I go, oh yeah, you did come up with a good exploit. Now you're going to suffer. Oh, here's a story event that I was talking about earlier. So these are going to be what we pop up when the exploration happens. Okay, so let's see. It recruits, he's recruiting 4 of 12. I forgot we did this. We got a bug here, though. So let's see. Oh, it was the story event through a bug. This is some hard-coded bullshit just for the test fish event. Story event data 0. So we're actually not going to use this story event anymore. Is this a updated event info? Let's comment this out. I don't think we need this any more. We'll put a note. Where is update event info? On visibility change. Story event control. No, we do need this. We need the thing that fires this off. This is check for events, get choice buttons. We're going to be messing with this a lot once we have a few. So we have a few test ones, but they're like very generic. And we'll fix this when we get to it. On visibility, this is all. What is firing this thing? I don't remember. Our test one. Check for event. Okay, so we just have some hard-coded time set in at hour 3. Okay, so this is firing, and we're going to comment out this thing for now, where it's also going to disable. We have a bool in the global events. This is, I mean, I guess we could throw the bool for right now. We'll just throw the bool for right now. Throw it, check it. In fact, I thought it was turned off. Turn off story events. There we go. It's one of those, I call this dev brain because it says turn off story events. You turn it on, you throw the bool to yes, and when you want to turn off something. That's dumb. I ran into that in a video game, where it ask the player, do you want to turn off the tutorial? Yes. And I was like, go fuck yourself. It should be, you get what I'm saying? You guys get what I'm saying? You shouldn't say yes to no. It should be yes to yes. Continue the tutorial. Yes. So this is, I did it myself, dev brained myself. All right, let's do this again. I think I need more coffee. I'm down. I have like just this much left, and it's just not. All right, let's test our recruiting for sure here. I think that's where this is supposed to be. Once again, the player would be able to exploit this, though, because they could run it right before midnight. Yeah, so he hasn't started at this point, because a full day has to pass. You need more food? What type of, have you had food? Did he fail? Is he a failure? I think he failed. It's hard to test when he's a failure. Okay. Rachel White was recruited. Day 4. Okay, I was making sure that this didn't happen on the same day because they're supposed to not happen on the same day. Okay, so this seems to be working where its new place is. So I'm going to put a note here. I think this is definitely where this should have been. There's probably some logic be why I put it in there, but it should be here. I think I put it there because I was thinking they start recruiting there, but they actually don't. This is just a check that they do at the end of the day. I moved this from start of day on 5/18/25. That will, yes. Okay, so what we need to also do, so end of day, so that we also need the exploration thing. And so you definitely could exploit this. You could have a guy doing something else, but it wouldn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? Then after this, we're going to have the explorer do check for exploration. And we will, what's your problem? Yeah, we'll make you static. Don't you worry about it. Public static void. All right. So this is going to go through all of them. And if, actually, we don't need this. Let's go back to here. Get out of here. What we do is workday over for population, this hero one. We already have a thing in here where it says we have a switch in here and it's just empty. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have the exploring. So we need a story event though. In the story event data, we need to have amount explored. So let's put in right here. This has to be exported because we're going to save it. Public int amount explored. Explored. And then back to you. 2 pork chops, 4 eggs, and 2 pieces of... That's... seems like a large amount of food. Is that not a large amount of food? So we would go to here. And then how are we doing work? Has enough input goods. Skill check. If it has enough input goods, hey, we're missing something here. Our problems. Oh my God. I'm going to fix these. Can't resolve parameter. Yeah, get it the fuck out of here. Comparison is redundant. Get out of here. Work class is never instantiated. What? So what do we do about that? Make it an abstract. Make it static. Can you make a static public class? We're gonna skip that one for now. Method can be made private. Okay. So this is what I'm thinking. What does this do? This checks for... Oh, you do actually work, though. Like, I just sit on my ass. I can go for long periods of time without food. But yes, you actually do work. Generate work amount with skill check. So I had a feeling we had something in here. What is the... Okay, but this checks county improvement. All right, so we won't use this. And we need to add perk bonuses. We have a perk bonus right there. All right, we'll just pretend that I didn't see that. Okay, so we're gonna have to write our own. I was hoping we could use like this generate work with skill check, but this is looking at the county improvement, and where there's no county improvement. Though we could make a county improvement. So we could have it. No. This is an exploration without. Potatoes. Always have potatoes. I love fucking potatoes. They are the best. Okay, let's keep going through these. We don't care about that one. If you say so, if you say we can make you private, then we'll make you private. I'm looking at this because we could use this. No, we'll write our own. We'll write our own thing. Missing punctuation. I don't care, but if there aren't enough goods. Missing punctuation. I was, hey, Lord Mac, how's it going? Yeah, roasted potatoes. I was thinking, so the person they hired who's assisting me at my job, she's not my assistant, so I don't want to call her that. She's like the office assistant, but she has to help me too. She used to work at Starbucks. And I was thinking this morning, because I went and got coffee yesterday, and there was a fucking line out the door. Most of the people at my job have never had to work. if if you know what I'm saying. Uh, so they have had office jobs for their whole lives, and so they think they're like, oh my god, I'm so busy, I gotta read some emails. And so they've never had to like work, and so this new person worked at Starbucks. So I was like, oh, she's actually had to like work. If that makes sense. Like I'm not saying that they're lazy and that they don't do anything. Um, it's just that they don't understand the uh, like the pressure of like a line and that you're on your feet all day long. It's a totally different, like the service industry is a totally different amount of work and the little that you're paid. Um, there is a coffee machine at where I work, but it's just a normal coffee machine. But you know, when she doesn't do. I mean, she might make coffee in there. If there aren't enough goods, add a day to days employed, but idle. I think this is a variable, and so will it let me? Yeah, okay. Consider reset the days employed. Why are you beeping at me? I guess you guys can't hear the beeping at me. All right, so we fixed all those things real quick. So we're gonna have a new thing. It's really similar to that. I guess it's not that similar. So we're gonna do a new thing where the county at days end, it will go through that switch, workday over for population. It's going to go through this switch and it's going to go down to explore. Sorry, I'm staring at this silently because I think I fucked up. I think we should we already have this in here. We should move the recruited thing into here. Did I make that temporarily and then like forget that I was doing it temporarily? The hell's going on with this code? Who wrote this garbage? All right, let's go back to this. Check for recruitment. So it does add the army. What does this list do? What does this thing do? Does this thing check the armies too? We don't check for it. You know, I'm also, so this coffee that I get is like considered good coffee. It's $4 a fucking cup. And I like the like gas station coffee. That's what I call it. Is gas station coffee. Um, I guess it's like watered down dog shit, you know. I've adjusted to this coffee. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. So we could have done this differently. We could have done this correctly. Does this thing check? Does this thing check if they're moving? It doesn't check if they're moving. For each so it's going through this list. The thing is, so why do I need it to check for if they're moving? I think I think that they're. I think I overdid this. I overthought this, which wouldn't be the first time. Oh, I see what this. Okay, all right, all right, all right. I see what this is doing. Wait. Oh, I see what this does. Okay, so this is the reason why this is out of. We're going to put a summary on this, so we're going to put this information in here. And then we'll put another thing somewhere else. In that switch, we'll say why this is out of the switch. So this is wrong. I think we can put it in there. Okay, so I think what I did is I wrote this, and then later I changed it. So if you change, see he's idle right now. If you change this, it kicks him to recruit. And in the minute, originally it didn't do that. What it did is it went to check. It checked to see if this number was smaller. And then later I was like, oh, we need this to say recruit when you have it recruit. And so that that updated the activity. So it kind of made this pointless. Because see, this is updating it to recruit. The minute I fucking touch this though, we're going to spend hours fixing it. And it works perfectly right now. But it's just unnecessary for how it is. This should be over in that switch. I take back what I said 5 seconds ago. This should all be over in that switch. And it should be. Let's just put a note, and we'll just ignore it for now. This should probably be in what was it called? Work day over. Where is this thing? Work day over for population. It would also get rid of that concate thing because someone said don't do that. I don't remember why. They said don't. You don't want to do that. And I said I'm gonna do it anyways. And they said but you don't want to. Oh, I remember why now. Because I guess there's a thing where, you know, like best practices or whatever is not have these floating temporary lists around. And that makes a floating temporary list. It probably doesn't really matter. It's not like going to break anything, but it's just you want to keep that to a minimum, and we don't actually need it. So what I was saying we could have like concatenated this list onto the end of this list and then ran this once. And they were saying it's better to do it this way. This is the way you're supposed to do it. So workday over, go back to this recruiter. This probably should be in, let's put this as where this is. Population work and workday over for population. And I'm going to complain about my memory and see if I had remembered that switch, when I was writing this, that switch existed, this probably would not have happened. I would have written it differently. This should probably be in the switch because when the player checks, or when the player makes the hero recruit, it changes the hero's activity to recruit, period. Yeah, whatever, fix it, I don't give a shit. All right, so now that we've looked at that and we saw that we wasted a bunch of our time, we have that switch that's going, it's already going through. So it's the switch is already gonna hit and see that they're on Explorer, because we're gonna change when you click this button. Well, we can't do it right now, we can undo it. Oh, when we undo it, it doesn't go back. That's a bug. We need this to go back so we can look at so I can click it. All right, we'll put that on the list so I don't forget. and we'll fix that in a second. When you click recruit, it should change back to the primary activities panel in the hero container panel thing. All right. Well, and I actually remember I saw that a long time ago, and I said I was going to add a list to it, but then I got sidetracked or something. Move to top. We'll do that next. 50 minutes. Okay, so we don't want to. The Explorer we'll have Explore County. We'll call this Explore County. And Exploration County? No, we're going to call it Explore County. And then what we'll do is we're going to fire a skill check. We're going to have a skill check for... we're not passing in a county data anymore. We're passing in a population data, and we're going to call this hero. So this is the hero that is in here. We're going to go back over to this workday over for population, because we're already looking at the list of heroes. We should... I don't want to... The thing I don't want to do is we need to change it back to being there's only one type of hero. He can be an army, or we're getting rid of the distinction between an army and a hero. They're just going to be one thing, and it's how you use them that shows. So, and when I was thinking about it a couple of streams ago, the only thing it currently does that is when you try to invade a country, it knows because you're an army leader. That's the only reason to having an army leader. So back to the Red Wedding, which I bring up all the time. I don't think that TV show is that great. Like the first, I'm with everyone else. The first few seasons were amazing, but whatever. I like the Red Wedding thing because it's a good example of what I'm trying to accomplish. So if you haven't seen the show, someone has a wedding and there's a bunch of murder goes on at the wedding. It's a betrayal. I've ruined it for you. If you know what show I'm talking about, I'm sorry. So one of the things I want you to have the ability to do is murder everyone in a wedding. And I think that that's a necessary requirement for diplomacy, like in the game. You got to have the ability to betray people in the game. So one of the things I wanted the distinction was there was an army. If the people are set up as an army, you would know that they're hostile. So what we're gonna if somebody comes into your county with a bunch of subordinates and they're all armed to the teeth, you're gonna have to be prepared to defend against the possibility that they're gonna betray you and kill you, or the other way around. You're gonna want to betray them and kill them. So it's not going to distinguish between armies and not armies anymore. I don't want to take that part out right now, though, because I want to continue doing exploration. So what we're going to do, that was a long explore. We're going to concate this other list on here. Luckily, I learned how to do that. Concate. What is it called? I guess I don't know how to do it. You got to go concate, county data. Yeah, see, it knew what I'm doing. Oh, you don't like it? Fuck you then. No, it's fine. Concate to the second why aren't you happy though? Change type of parameter of called method. Create overload. I can't put this in here. I want this to be one list. You know the other thing we could do? So why do we need it to show the armies right now? To test the armies. I guess we don't this seconds. if we don't. Let me see here. So if we turn our leader into an army, we might have not even done anything with this. It might be, let's go in here. Let's turn him into an army. We do this. Okay, he can't do any of this shit, so it doesn't matter. It's fine. I just wanted to make whatever. It doesn't even matter. Oh, look, it took him out of the population though. Is he actually out of there? He is. He's gone. He's just gone. All right, yeah, we're definitely gonna need to get rid of that. We're gonna need to put that higher up on the list. I hate it. I hate that we have to do that. We'll put it at the very end right here. Sorry, at the very end right here. Change it so there are not army leaders, just aides. Here we go. Here we go, I say, as we don't do that. It's the thing. It's the thing I was talking about earlier. We're doing a yes to a no or a no to a yes. All right, get right in there. All right, back to what we were doing. When you unclick, it should change back. Let's not do that yet. So back to this exploration, we pass in this hero because this is gonna be inside this workday over for population. In this list, we're gonna go down to explore. We're gonna go. We know that because it's already going through the population. So the reason why I wrote it this way was to try to reduce the number of times it goes through the cannot resolve symbol. Okay, why not? Get over here. Oh, because it's not in there. It's an explore. Is because it goes through all of these lists a bunch of times, and I don't want it to do that. This should be explore or explorer. There we go. So that it's going to fire this if the guy's on explore. So then what it does here is we need to have it do a skill check. Does it show? Yeah, we know where he is. So we need to have it do a skill check and then apply the. Yeah, I was thinking maybe we put this now. So I think that's under attribute. No, it's probably under skill data. Skill. Okay, I would be wrong. Where does this shit live? Why wouldn't it be under skill data? Why did I stash this? Learning check? No. Apply work per person? What is it? This is the one. Generate work amount with skill check, I think is what we can do. This is inside population work ends. What does this do? No, this one is the one we can't use because it's checking. So what do? Skill data check with bonuses. So this gives you an attribute bonus for what skill, though, are we checking? Oh, we pass in a skill level. Okay, so we're going to have, what skills do we have? Do we have an exploration or a scouting skill of some sort, or have I not created that yet? Why is there so much crap open? And we need all this crap open. We don't need that one. We need that one. County data, we probably need that. Population data. Do we have, oh, that's not going to do us any good. We probably need that open, though. Man, we need everything open. Let's look for our skills here. Resources. Skills. We have no scouting skill. All that work and we didn't create a scouting skill? What the fuck? Okay. So should we have a scouting skill and an exploration skill? Scouting would be used for combat, and exploration would be used for exploration. Or do we have one skill called scouting, and it's used for both? So a good explorer would be good at scouting and combat. So because of the population numbers are so small, the combat is going to be very guerrilla warfare-esque because there's just not enough people for you to have a full-out front line with trenches and stuff. I mean, you're going to have that, but it's also, they can just go around you. You know what I mean? So scouting is going to be an important thing. We got to add a skill. So let's use one. What do you think? Scouting skill, but exploration is not entirely dependent on scouting skill. Well, it is, so you're going to get bonuses, and then the people. No, that's not too convoluted because we could put like a bonus just in the, we could say like a plus 50 or something just because it's scouting. We don't want it to be too hard, honestly. But we do want it to be a skill check where things could take longer if you assign some dipshit to it. Scouting skill. So yeah, let's just do one. We already have we're gonna have a lot of skills. So we're gonna create a new resource. We're gonna call it, what is this? Skills. I can't believe. Skill. Where's my skill data? There it is. Scouting. All of that. We even have scouting equipment. Oh, I guess we're doing scout. Scout. Now, we are not going to get to the events today. I knew it right when I said that title. We're not going to get there. The skill we need to add into our enums, which is going to break all of those other enums, which is, I love when that happens. Did I close my enums? Where is my enums? So we're going to have to go to, what is this? We're going to have to go up here. This should be alphabetical. This is not alphabetical. KL, what is personality? Personality? I know my alphabet, I think. Skills. Why does it think that we're not doing? Oh, because it doesn't know that we're doing it. Scout. Yeah, maybe we do want to have like an. They get bonuses for like a awareness or whatever. We're gonna tell it right now what a bonus, but awareness should definitely be the. We need to also open up the localization file because I said I hope we don't have to open that today. Oh yeah, we can't open it through that. All right, let's add this in real quick. Skill, and then I'm gonna take a quick break. Skill, skill, skill. Oh, you know what I never checked today? Was if YouTube was working. It seems to be working. I usually check, and my new thing is to refresh chat for YouTube every time I return from a break because it's seems to just croak sometimes. Okay, so we have skill name, skill description. It doesn't look like I put in a skill tooltip, which is a bummer because at some point we're going to have a skill tooltip. So we want skill. Did we do name and then we did the, is that how we did all the other ones? I feel like that is not how we did all the other ones. No, it is. Okay. Skill, name, scout. Nope, I knew you were going to do that. I knew it. And then we're going to translate that, but we're going to do skill description, scout, and we're going to go um, the ability to notice things in in the environment. Is that what scouting is? I don't know. That seems like awareness. Awareness is what that is. Let's translate these two things. We gotta go fast today. It's not gonna happen, but that's what we gotta do. We gotta get something like 2 days in a row. I'm a liar. I haven't done what I thought I was gonna do. I guess I should be prepared for that every day. Every day. We need to build this. It's probably no. It should be fine. No, it's not. Get out of here. I can't believe we don't have Scout. We're gonna probably have to rewrite a thing over here too. This. Yeah, we're gonna rewrite this. We're not gonna manually drag this shit over anymore. We're gonna have it read it from the disk. Um, because I don't wanna. Because we're gonna fix that stuff. So this should be Scout. This should be skill name Scout. This is gonna be skill description, skill level, amount learned, is combat, no, the attribute will be awareness. So when we do our skill check, we'll get a awareness bonus or negative depending on how shitty you are at it. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm not gonna leave this Excel file open as while I'm gone. I mean, I'm not. We'll just leave this. There'll be something. I mean, I was gonna say interesting to look at, but we've been looking at this for years now. Years, I say. All right, let me throw up my, pause my music and throw up my break timer. Break timer. All right, I'll be back. Well, now you can't even see the break timer, but whatever. I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. All right, I'm back. Joker, how's it going? How was your Sunday? Music has started. Break timer's off. Back over here. We were adding in the scouting thing. We got that going. We need to close this so that we can re-import it. And then we need to fix this script. So this script is currently, So this script is currently just, I was dragging and dropping things in there. We're not going to do it that way anymore. We're just going to read it from disk. So one of these is already set up. We'll just copy. Here we go. We'll just copy the code and update the shit. We'll just copy this. I was thinking we could just write this once and just pass it. Yeah, we can just have this happen once. It's the same thing. It's just a different directory. And we can just change this to resource. We need to pass in a list too, but that's not a big deal. List. So we'll do this. We need a list of resource. It's going to be a different. Let's just copy this for now. But we can make this one thing. My cat's good. He's here being his annoying self. I was asking him earlier. I was like, because he saw me and he just came running over, and I was like, it's because you love me, right? It's because you love me, right? No, he just wanted some food. He does not love me. He just wants food. So I'm trying to think here. This is currently, we're going to change this to a list of skill data. We could do a thing when we return. I'm thinking if there's a way. So if we return a list of resources and let's ask ChatGPT. Because I might just write this real quick if it's real quick. If it's not, we'll just do the copy paste method here. But we only need one, I think. In Godot 4.1.net, if I have a list of resources, can I add can I convert it into a list of a specific resource such as skill datas? I don't want to use a switch. If it says I have to use a switch, then it can fuck itself. Yeah, okay. So this is what we'll do. Yeah. So this is what we'll do. We'll just write this once, and we'll put it somewhere. We'll put it in globals or some shit. It's going to be public. Read resources from disk, and then we'll copy this. We'll cut this. We'll go back to here. We'll stick it in globals. We can put it in auto load too, I suppose. Well, this isn't that overwhelming. Oh, great. I copied something. When I cut it, I got the thing. So then we can cut this. Okay, all skills. So then what we're going to do is we're going to have we're going to pass in a list of resource. How are we going to convert this back? We're going to return a list of resources, and we're going to, how's your cat, Lord Mac? We're going to, at the top of this, we're going to have a list of resources. We're going to go like this. And then we're going to go down here. We're going to go resources. And we're going to go, so we have the path. We're going to go read all this shit. We're going to get only the resources from the path. We're casting this as something. We're not going to do that. We're going to cast this as a resource. And we're going to call this, oh, I guess we don't have to cast. Oh, no, it's mad because this is a resource, or not a resource. Then we're going to go resource. Yeah, we don't need this. And then this is going to be called red resource. Sure. Loaded resource file path. We're going to call this red resource because isn't that a weird word? And then failed to open directory. Perfect. So what is this? What's your problem here? Oh, we got to return the list. Return resources. Then we're going to go back to all activities and we're going to delete this. And then we're going to delete this and we're going to go all activities data. And we're going to go like this. Yeah, you know, if Peter, speaking of sleeping on the bed, Peter, for a while, went back, you know, he used to sleep in my bed and I had this construction, and now he's back to, like, not looking at my bed at all. He won't do it. He won't even go in that room. He's, like, scared of it or something. Resource list.cast. We need... What have I done here? We need this thing. Read. No, that should be like that. Oh, we can't. Oh, we can cast it if we put in link or whatever it's called. But you don't like this thing, huh? Oh, we have to put in the path. And this is the path. And then what is this dog shit? Get it out of here. And then what is your problem? Is read only. Well, now it doesn't like this other thing. The cat's a coward. You know, he's definitely a scaredy cat. So this one we don't need skill data though. We need attribute data. Still didn't like it. What is your problem? Change type of field to list. What? What did I do? What did it change? Okay, so this is gonna go pull all of these from this directory in ready from that thing. We're gonna copy this over to here. We'll see if this works, obviously. We're gonna do this, but we're gonna do all. Oh, look, I just called it all skills. Instead, I didn't follow like any all skill data. And then we're gonna do all skill data here. Why are you red all skill data? Come on. Fix with AI. What is your problem? Oh, it's an exported variable. Okay, yeah. Get out of here. We don't need you exported anymore. We don't have a path for you yet, so let's put a path in here. This is a private string equal skill resource path skill data path equals, I don't know what did I call this one? Activities directory? Okay, fine. Skill directory. Yeah, he is a skittish cat. The cat, my cat is very. He's been traumatized a lot, I think. Was that the real thing? Is that really what it is? Resources, skills, sure is. And then we're gonna do this skill directory. And then we're gonna put in here skill data. Okay, so this should replace what we're doing. And now that I made it one thing, let's get a bunch of errors. Let's get our bugs going. Then we'll debug it. We'll never get to the events. Yeah. Does not contain a symbol for name. All activity data. Attribute. Oh, this is activities, not attributes. Let me do that? Wait, all activity data. We got all sorts of problems here. We're in the wrong activity data. Activity data. At least that was an easy one. Yeah, when the construction guy was here, he hated that guy. Like right off the bat, and even if he could like smell him in the house, he would like take off. Let's click around here and see. We have our skills showing up here. We need to add a new thing that has scouting, and we should make that automated too. We have all of our attributes here. We have 2 bugs. It's probably one of them is because of. So this is the skill. We just added a skill, and it doesn't have the thing. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna refactor code today. We will get to events, I swear to God, one day. So this is gonna be under the population description control. I think I was manually adding these, but why am I manually adding? Yeah, see, why did I manually add these? Duplicate, scouting. Was I scared? Was that the problem? Speaking of cowardly, was I scared of it? I mean, why wouldn't I just make it go through the list? So there's Scout. This person's got a 10. See, it automatically generates them. What did I want to do? Just manually do everything? So in reality, I should rewrite this right now and just have it generate these things. Have not a prefab, a scene for this, and it just generates the scene. We'll put a to do. Is there a reason not to do that? I don't think so, because it's in a grid container. So the grid container should handle like I think probably I was scared of the grid container. This is probably the first time I used a grid container. I use them all the time now. They're surprisingly useful, even when you don't have a grid. When you just want like a thing, one column, sometimes you can use them for things like that. Let's not worry about it. Oh, now we got a bunch of bugs. It's on here because we don't have a skill for scout on here. So this is another issue. Whenever we add a skill, we don't have space for this thing. So we're gonna want to go to here. This is under the list. That is a prefab. And that is, we got to stop adding skills for fuck's sakes. See, we have them all here. We'd want another label called Scout. And this one we probably can do with a prefab as well. Or not a prefab, scene as well, but Scout. But the problem is that this one is like manually fucked with. I think each, maybe not each one. Let's see here. Do you need, probably. I kind of like the word scene. The problem with scene is there's too many scenes usage. You know what I mean? Like there's too many uses. Same with like resource. I wish they hadn't called it a resource. Okay, what is your problem? Update skills. Oh, I know what the problem is. Look at all these things. We need to go to the scene. There's too many like scenes used too much. There's too many UI population row button. We got to add this in here. Rifle skill, duplicate, scab, scout, scout. It's going to throw off all our shit, though, is the problem. And I think last time we did this, we just made it smaller. I think, no, maybe we put a thing where it wraps. If we were smart, that's what we would have done, but maybe we aren't smart. Yeah, see, everything's thrown off. So age pushed this over some. What we need to do is force name to be a different size, the same size as whatever this one is. So what is this size? Name. Do we have a minimum size on here? We have a custom minimum size of 170 here. I hate this. I hate the UI stuff. We have a custom minimum size here too. What is your problem then? This one looks like a huge gap now. So Scout is lined up, which is kind of interesting. So age, if this is the same, if these are the same size, which they are, what's your problem, age? There's no minimum sizes here. What about for you? No minimum sizes there. What's your container? Expand? That seems right. Expand. These should all pretty much be the same. So what is the thing that's throwing it off? Activity needs to be somewhat big, but that seems like kind of too large, but maybe not. It really looks to me like age is it's like way off. These are smaller. It made these smaller, but not these. Is that what's happening? But it kind of fixes itself over here. Is it because lumberjack is too... Is name lined up? Name kind of looks lined up. We have the minimum size there. What does this say? Is this expand? What is this for name? What do you got? Expand as well. So if we put... Oh, we got rid of unhelpful was one of the things we did. If for these, if we put... No, we don't want word wrap. There's a button, clip text. What does this do? There's probably a point where you become like the master of Godot UI, and you're just like, oh, you just click this one button every time. I forgot after I said I was gonna refresh the chat with my after a break. I didn't do it. Luckily, no one said anything, so then I don't have to be rude. It's weird to me that this is lined up too. I guess that's probably just luck, because this one is not lined up. Every time with this crap. So that is for the population row button. And we did loyalty is where we started. Loyalty to scout. And we put clip text. And then let's see what that does. Because that's the top bar. And if they're too, I think like lumberjacking and stuff is too wide. It's still off. I think the thing is this one's too small. These are all going to have to change the buttons, by the way, so that you can click them and you can sort by the button. I should probably not worry about this, but what if we made activity? What is your minimum size? 250? What happens if we made you smaller? Let's go 225. That's in the this one. Let's go to activity. 225. You know what the other thing we could do, I don't know if it matters, is we could put this row up at the top so they're always the same. And this one would just have the stuff typed in. That did not solve it. So what we put this button as the top thing, except this is all one. This isn't a button. This is like a container. We're not going to want to do that. So what is the problem here? Is one of these different than the other? I think it's this one. Are these not all on expand? Maybe there's one that isn't. We want you to be under, where are we at? Where's our thing? Our layout. Fill, expand, shrink, center. What a pain in my ass. Every time. UI stuff. This one we cannot auto. So see how perfect this one is? I wonder why this, like these are all perfectly, like with the perfect gaps and stuff. It's hard to tell on these, the top ones. But it definitely age is not lining up. It needs to be over. So what is the deal that's different between age on this one and this one? I mean, it could be name that's throwing it off. Center, that looks the same. Let's see what name says. Fill, expand. I saw something change. Something changed when I clicked. Like I just saw the change, not the... Transform is 170.23. That seems right. I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Let's move these over. 170.23 for that one. 170 not 23. Oh, that's the minimum size. We want to look at the actual transform. That's the same. I remember this too, this exact thing, and there was a quick fix for it, but I can't remember what it was. So I wonder if these ones are expanding out and making it, pushing this to the left because they're too big. But we put on the auto whatever thing. And if that was the case though, see how like these ones, do we have a minimum size on these? Custom minimum size is 100. Oh, now I'm used to it being over there. Custom minimum size on these is nothing. Huh. Which one was I? I was on... Maybe that's the problem. Is these ones have a custom minimum size of 100. And these ones don't. Let's double check. Yeah, these ones do not have a custom. All right, so let's remove the custom minimum size from... This one doesn't. That one doesn't. And then it starts with unhelpful. Let's see what this does. Fingers crossed that this does not implode the whole thing. Where the fuck is that layout? I wonder if I put that in there way long time ago. I have one sip of coffee left. Fingers crossed. Well, this lines up. These are all invisible. What? I wonder if... Oh, look at these all have a... Because of the auto wrap. Okay, we'll turn off the auto wrap. Why do they... Okay. Off. Maybe they auto wrap themselves out of existence. we didn't actually want auto wrap on there anyways. We wanted okay, so that was the problem. We did it. We're fine. We added scouting there. Scout has been added. We need to cut back on our skills. Actually, we need to add more. I just want more. We only have one weapon skill. Rifle. We need like grenade launchers and shit. No, I don't know. Rifle. I think we'll do that. We'll change it to like ranged. Or just combat. Or something. But that won't add one. Alright, so what the fuck did we just do? We have scouting. We have a scouting skill. Looks like that's working. We have a bunch of issues here, which I'll just fix them because it doesn't take that long. And then once you fix them once, you never have to see this crap again. It's because I haven't opened this thing in a while. What do you want? Sure. Even though that's gibberish to me, that's what we'll do. What do you want here? What is your... You just have a checkbox. Oh, you probably want something up here to happen. Yeah, you want one of these weird things. One of these weird question mark things. But now I can't see it. Right? It's skill based, but then there's too many skills and there's not enough skills. This is all broken. Yeah, these are all broken. These are all seeming to work. This is all broken. These are all seems to work. These are all seems to work. That doesn't. These all seem to work. I don't know what we're talking about there. Null, comma. See, this only takes a second to fix. Okay, so back to our exploring. We have a skill. We have a new thing that we can use, and we can change those whenever we see them. We don't have to rewrite everything. Workday over. It's going to hit exploration. Explore county, and we're passing in the population data. It's not going to work with armies right now. We'll put a note in here. We'll put a note over here. It is. It's the one time when that actually applies. We'll put it. We'll put in here that I just want to put a note in here so that later when we run into this, we're like, why isn't this working with armies? This will not work with armies. We are getting rid of the army concept. All right, there we go. Back to Explorer. So we have a bunch of things that we need to check here. First things first. So while I was out smoking, I was actually thinking about this, which is, I know usually I just like daydream while I'm out there. So the subordinates, the whole reason why we added the subordinates, oh man, did I put a note in for this other thing? We need to have the subordinate. I'm almost positive we did. But the subordinates need to equip the same thing that the hero has. Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure we had a list. We had it in there. So the subordinates are going to equip the same kind of equipment, so they're going to get a bonus. But so do we have the subordinates give a bonus to the hero, or do we have the subordinates give actually work to? I think it should be a bonus. So how construction, all of the work works is they get points per day that they work, and those points are applied to the work that needs to be done, and they get a bonus if they get their skill check. If they fail their skill check, work is still applied. And so we could have the subordinates just give a bonus to the skill roll for the explorer, or we could have the subordinates generate work. And I'm thinking we just have them give a bonus. So that way that will cause you not to take your whole population and have them go explore, because it's not going to have it increase that much faster. It'll just give a bonus to their skill level. So like you and Bill will go out exploring, not you and the whole population. So I guess we'll work as it that way, and then we'll change our mind later, and we'll change the whole thing. So if this person's we already know that they have the explore activity, so we need them to do a skill check. We need we're going to return. No. How are we going to do this? We'll see we'll just start writing it. So the first thing he needs is, come on, man. We need to do a skill check. Skill check something. Check with bonuses. That is what we want. And what does this need? So we need a skill level that's put in. So that's going to be our hero.skills. Our scouting. All enums. Skills. Scout. Skill level. Is it not called skill level? Wait, it's skill level. So we need the scouting. Skill has been passed in. we need an attribute bonus, which is it's the attribute for scouting, and we're gonna go like we're gonna go hero dot attribute. I like that it does this, by the way. We're gonna go attributes. We're gonna pull, because we might change around that. We might be like, oh, let's have an intelligence as for scouting, not awareness. So we're gonna put in this skills scout dot attribute or whatever. No, attribute. This is gonna be, no, this does need to be attribute. How do we do this? We got a skill, it's a scout. We need to pass in an attribute here. What did we call it? Attribute. No, it doesn't have that. Cannot resolve. Let's look at our skill data here. All skills, no, we're done with you. All activities, we're done with you. Population data, we're probably going to need you in a minute. Recruiter, we're done with you. County info panel, I think we're done with you. Faction data, I hope we're done with you. Population data, we might need. Can we hall master? We're done with you. What is this one? Hero panel container, we might be done with you. Do I not have skill data open? Skill data. I probably just closed this. It's attribute. So what am I doing wrong here? So we need to pass in. Let's do this, because I remember doing this before, and it's getting very confusing when you have this huge line of shit. So for these skill bonus checks, in fact, what we can do here is go to another one, and it gets really confusing when you're trying to. Nope, that's the one I'm on. Research population work ends. We'll have it right here. Is what I was doing. And this is going to return a work amount? No. But this is very similar. This part's very similar. The problem is it's this that we're not, is the difference, is these two things. These are the two different things. So we can actually pass in some. We'll think about this, but we probably can combine this generate work with skill check thing somehow. As I'm sitting here staring at it, we probably could pass in. We'll do the other one, and then we probably can combine this. Now that I look at it, I'm very much into combining things, and sometimes it screws me later. So I want to not be screwed later. Okay, so this one is hero, and this is going to be hero. This is for their skill level. We already have this right here. Hero skill level. So we need the hero's skill level. We're manually putting in scouting because we know that this is for exploration. It's going to be scouting. Attribute level. This is going to be hero. And then this is going to be the hero's skill. This is going to be the hero's. We got to put in the scouting thing. See, this is convoluted as shit, but this is how it works. And then we have, that was the part I was missing. And then we have the attribute level of this attribute that we've assigned in scouting, because and like I said, we don't want to just put in awareness here, because if we put in awareness and we decide to change our mind later, it will be fucked up, but it's awareness right now. So then we get the attribute level, and then the attribute bonus is get a tribute bonus. We're putting in the tribute. So this is the tribute level. We're passing it in here. What is this? It's ones. We're doing tens. We are going to do tens, and then it's not negative. So that's right. And then work amount is going to be here, which we're going to use at some point. But we haven't gotten the bonus for the people. So there's an additional bonus that we can do here that we just put in because I knew that at some point and I think we did use the additional bonus already once. So our additional bonus, because we're going to have this, we'll put a note at the top of what's going on here. We're going to do it right now. Okay. The scouting hero will get a bonus to the skill roll for each subordinate that passes a skill check. The subordinate's skill, or the subordinate does not add work to the exploration. They only give the hero a bonus. I didn't know how I was going to restrict the player from just having the whole population explore until just now, but I think this will do it. We'll have to have a manual for the game. A manual in this day and age? Oh my god! What is the name of that game? Do I have it on my fucking desktop? I have it on my other computer, I think. Fields of Glory Kingdoms. There we go. It's that game. It has a manual that is so fucking bad. You can tell they copied and pasted it from the game that came out before this one, and then they just had someone go in and just like kind of change down, like just edit the parts that have changed and make it so that like it's very vague. That whole game kind of felt very like it's pretty good, but it's also pretty bad. It's extremely frustrating, and I wonder if they've updated it. In fact, I'm gonna look right now. I know that I'm getting sidetracked, but that's okay. What is the name of that game? Fields of Glory Kingdoms. Like, I got my money's worth, I think. Maybe? But it's a frustrating experience because they have these weird mechanics. And you really should... Is it Field of Glory? It really should come with this Fields of Glory 2 Medieval. That's like the turn-based combat. I know there's an update I'm not going to do right now. Looks like they've been patching it. I should play it again. I should give it another shot. DOS Tactic had a live stream. Oh, they like love him. Oh, they really love him. So I kind of lost respect for DOS Tactic because I was watching one of his streams and he talked about he wouldn't play a game unless they paid him. Or gave him the game for free, I guess, too. And I thought that was strange. I thought that was suspect. Because then you're going to say good stuff about it, even if it's a dog shit game. Field of Glory is not a dog shit game, though. I should play it again now that they've done all these updates. There was that other game that I was... I was thinking about this game because they kind of abandoned it. Knights of Honor? Sovereigns or whatever? I think it's called. It's like a budget Total War. Yeah, Knights of Honor 2, not Knights of Honor 2 Sovereigns. They've pretty much abandoned it. It had a lot of potential, and I think they just ran out of money or they moved on to something else. It kind of bums me out. It's THQ Nordic, really? It came. I actually found out about this game because of Angry Joe. I don't even watch very many of his streams or videos or anything, but I have been following him on YouTube for 100 years because his earlier reviews are pretty good. I mean, they're still fine. They're the same thing. Was wondering if they put out anything else. I guess not. Hey, Monglo, how's it going? So I found out about it because I saw him playing, and I was like, "What is this? This is like a indie Total War game." And I streamed it a couple of times, and it seemed like the mechanics were kind of weak, and it needed some work. But it was, you could imagine like this was going to be good at some point. Like the AI was kind of busted in the 3D battles because it's just like Total War where you like move around on a map and then you fight a 3D battle or whatever. And there was ways to like cheese the AI really easily so you could beat them with like 1/4 the army size. And I think I think I streamed it 2 times, and one time like you could really cheese them and they'd already fixed some of this stuff, but then they just kind of straight up abandon it. And it's crazy to me that that's how like if it's not making enough money right then, they gotta just ditch that shit. And it's crazy to me that that's the way of gaming now, that so many games, it's like this game is gonna get good at some point, and then nope, it's fucking trash. Get it out of here. All right, we're back to this though. So we need this additional bonus, but we need to get this additional bonus. We need to have a thing run. Method here. So we'll go like get subordinate bonus. And we're going to need to pass in the hero probably, I suppose. And we will create this method. And this is in the Explorer? Yeah, we'll leave this in the Explorer. So what we'll do is... this can go, because we already fixed that. And I guess we can put this return here so it will shut up. We do need a perk bonus here too. Add a perk of some sort. We'll get, oh, good God, what? We'll put a 0 here. A 0 will do the trick. Let's see. But we're going to do this, get the subordinate bonus first. So we're going to for each population data subordinate in heroes subordinates, and we'll do this skill check. We could give them a flat skill check. No. We'll think about this as we do it. That noise is me thinking. That's my thinking noise. Let's do this. Do we want... I guess, well, let's fix this thing. Yeah, they should get all these bonuses. They should get all this stuff. Skill check with bonuses. I was thinking we could do a flat skill check for them. But no, we want to give them... We want the exploration. So this is back to what you were saying, Lord Mac. This is like... It will give them bonuses. We don't want to slow... Like, we want them to... If you're adding subordinates, we want them kind of to finish in exploration regularly. I'm wondering, yeah, we probably should... Yeah, And we can adjust how quickly it happens by having the cost of the events, which we already set up in globals. So this is not going to be hero, though. We could probably just change this to subordinate. What's your problem? I just want to do the one in this. Yeah, I want it to be, I want to rename this to just the heroes in here. With the same name already exists, I want it to be, what happens if I hit next? What's happening here? This one we want, oh, I see what it was. We don't want that one changed. We just want this one changed. It's fine. We'll copy this. In hero, I see what its confusion was. I was wondering why it was confused, but yes, I see what it's, whoops, not copy. Paste. Paste. Additional bonus, none. Perk bonus, yes. And we do need to add some sort of perk there. And then if this is true, then we're going to, we actually should put this here. Bonus. If this is true, we're not going to call this work amount. We're going to call this bonus amount. Can we do that? Bonus to hero amount. And we're going to return. What do we got here? Do we have an extra thing? What are you complaining about? You want to return? Return of bonus to hero. And then we have to figure out an if else here. Do they give it? No. We're going to not give them the bonus. If they pass the skill check, they'll get a bonus, and then we need to figure out what number we're going to use for this bonus. It's probably under population shit. Here is where we want to adjust this bonus. God damn it! Another hour's passed. Research bonus? No. Morale recovery, max XP roll, slow learning, medium learning, start. We might need to have it its own number. Because so there's going to be a lot of balance issues, and we need to make sure that we have the ability to adjust the balance on the fly, I'm calling it. Bonus. Subordinate exploration bonus equals 5. I think this is going to be something that the players don't like. I think this is going to be something that the players don't like. I think they're going to want this to change here. That's what I think is going to happen. And this needs to be moved. And we might add this perk thing right now. And this needs attribute bonuses in there. This one, there is no additional bonus. So 0 is fine, I guess. Maybe we should just put in there additional bonus of 0. We'll do that just for the fuck of it. Nope. Nope. 0. I think this will be less confusing later is the thing. You know what I mean? If this, let's go to here, return this, and then we're going to return 0 here. Are we still in the for each? We are. Why don't you like my bonus thing here? Bonus to hero. If this is yes, bonus to hero amount. We actually need this bonus to hero amount to be up here. And whoops. And we need this to be down here. We need this to go away. Get the fuck out of here. Not Control Z. We need this to be here. And then we go plus equals globals dot instance dot what did I just call that? Subordinate exploration bonus. Why are you complaining? We want to get the fuck out of here. For each, you need to be down here. We need you out of the for each. There we go. For each, if, let's do this. KD. You guys got a lot of gators going on over there. I don't know if that's the thing. Do we need like gator hats and stuff? Can't resolve symbol S. Where are you talking about here? Oh, there's an S right there. There's a tiny little S. All right, what is your problem? Might not be initialized before access. Oh, you want me to put a 0 equals 0, which is fine. We want this to be 0 for the when we're getting this bonus, and then it's gonna so each. Yeah, the player's not gonna like this. I don't even know if I like this, and I just wrote it. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna go through each hero or subordinate and add in this bonus if they pass the skill check. And then this bonus is gonna get returned back to here. And then this is going to give the bonus to the, yeah, this is gonna really, I'm gonna use the word castrate the hero's exploration ability, the subordinates exploration ability, that is. Yeah, that's going to be kind of brutal. I don't know if I like it. The player's definitely not going to like it. They're going to be like, he always passes his work, but there's no work getting done. All right, let me take a quick break and I'll be right back. Let me throw up a break timer here. And my music paused on its own. Let me do that. All right, I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. All right, I am back. And let me start my music you guys can't hear. There we go. And let's see, what are we doing? Skill checks. Exploring a county. It's returning a work amount which we need to apply to work end here. Where's that switch? Where's our switch? Let's start here. Workday over. We have, okay, so we need to, we have that random thing. All right, so we're doing Explore County here. So this is wrong. No, this is right, but we need to adjust this first. We are going to not return this. This is going to be void. We are going to put this work amount. We're going to put this work amount to use here. So then what we're going to do is, do we know the county? We're going to put in the county here, county data, and then we're going to use this county data. Give me my error so I can click to it. Let me click to it. Oh, we need a parameter here too. County data. No error? Come on. Fine. Here it is. We're going to go county data, comma. And then in the county data, we're going to go county data dot exploration events 0 amount explored plus equals work amount. We'll rename this. We'll rename this to explored amount. All right, so this is going to be the first event on the list of random events. The first event on the list of random events. And then these are all going to be happening like first thing in the morning. So these guys are going to be exploring all night long. I don't know how I feel about that. But we can adjust the times later. We can adjust how we feel about these things. And then after this, we're going to go back over to our workday end. Should we check? Let's think about this. So we have the first person. The first hero has done his exploring, and let's say he finishes the exploring. It's going to pop up a thing. Let's say you have 2 heroes exploring, though. You're going to get 2 pop-ups basically right in a row. And it can't handle that. Can it? We'll have to test it. So it's going to show 1, and then it's split. You'll answer the question, and then it's split later. Split second later, it will after you answer the question, it's going to do the next person in the list. So we probably should do that. We need to test it. We need to run it immediately. So we'll do explore, check for finished exploration. Yeah, and you know what that will also do? Well, passing the county data is it will make it so that the next hero, if it's his exploration, will apply to the next thing on the list. So then in here we'll go, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. If county data dot exploration event 0 amount explored is greater than, it's a global something. We'll guess. Exploration cost greater than or equal to. If explore is greater than equal to, where are we putting that story event control instance? Do we not have an instance of this thing? What it hasn't been fucked with in so long. We're done with this skill data thing. Story event data, we are going to need that. Story event list. Okay, we are done with that for right now. Did we use the read thing? Oh, that one was special though, because they're in folders. This is the one we need. We do not have an instance of this. That's how public static story event control instance. This one didn't auto-populate the thing. Ready. Instance. Oh yeah, Joker doesn't like these. He doesn't like this. I forgot. And then over here, story event data. We don't have, what is this shit? What are we doing over here? Story event control. Current story event is private. We need this public. We don't need it exported because it's not, doesn't matter. You won't be able to save it while the story event's open. That will be fine. Current story event data equals this thing. Then we story event control instance show. And then I don't know. And then I don't know. We're going to have all sorts of problems. I don't know what to do about this is never instantiated thing because it's a public class. It wants me to make it abstract, but I don't understand the abstract thing. We'll just make it abstract and see what happens. I don't know what this means. I don't know enough of what it means. I've looked it up in the past. Okay, so here we are. We're going to get 10,000 bugs. I got to stop whatever song this is. I don't know what this is. I don't want to listen to it. I know you guys can't hear it. Okay. So how are we going to test this? We got to have a hero explore. We have it set to 10. 10 is the amount that, so this should happen. Oh, is it? Did we skip? I think I missed something. No. We're going to change this. Exploration is going to be kind of a grind, I think. Let's let's make this so, well, let's put this as a to-do so I don't forget about it. Let's get, make it so that they don't get anything explored if they fail their skill check. That will make it less painful with the thing I was talking about earlier with the subordinates. Okay, so we click this button. And it has him on explore. He doesn't have any subordinates. Let's not test the subordinates just yet. I don't know if this worked because, no, it would have been at 3 o'clock. So they passed the exploration thing. But this is all wrong. What does this say? Oh, pause and unpause probably doesn't work right either. I think this needs to be pause. In this one, or whatever it is, in this one needs to be, this is changed. Pause time. And this should be unpause time. Unpause time. What the fuck? Unpause time. So what is its problem? Is this happening too fast? What is this dog shit song that I'm listening to too? There we go. Update event info. What is your actual null reference? I was trying to right click you. Oh, okay. So this problem is the problem we ran into earlier, but we actually are assigning it already at this point. What is this thing doing? Okay, so I manually assigned a bunch of shit in here. Is what this looks like. Just for testing a long time ago. So this has got to go permanently. Yeah, like that's what this... Let's just get rid of that. Because now we have actual events to populate this. I had like just some events stuck in there. So this county event of the county that it's... We need to tell the event where it is, basically. And so in here... I wonder if we should assign that. We should. Did I close that thing? I said, oh, we don't need that anymore. We need it. It's the county generation. We need to, while it's... So every once in a blue moon, when I'm streaming, my computer will choke, and it actually makes my music stutter. It happens like once every other stream, and I wonder what it is. And I'm sure the stream gets all stuttery for that amount of time. It's something Godot related. What were we doing though? That threw me off. We were gonna go to... Oh shit, I didn't do the refresh either. Let me do it. Reload the source. Okay. All right. When you unclick recruit, it should change. Oh yeah, that's a different thing. What are we doing? We were going to have it. So on county generation, we're going to want to have it do assign the county that it's in to the county to the event. I think that will be the easiest way to do this. County generation. And then we have generate exploration event. So it does all this stuff. And where convert Godot exploration event for each one of these, for each test event. We actually can, I think we can just use this. Is there any... Yeah, we'll just use this test thing. And then we'll do current event, and we'll say, we'll put this here. We'll put this back. This is no longer a... and then we'll paste this. Current event. I guess we could have added story in there. Current story. Are we using story event anywhere else? We can just make this story event if we aren't. It will tell us. Story event data equals, what does this thing want though? Tell me what you are. You're a county? Well, luckily we have a county right here. I don't know why the fuck we would make it a county, not a county data, but that's what we're doing. Story events. Okay, so this is going to assign, this will already have the county assigned to it. Assign the county to each story event so the story event knows where it is happening. So the thing is, the story events need to know where they're happening so you can assign the stuff they find or whatever. Run it again. It's kind of nice. He passed his what was that? He passed his skill check right off the bat. The next person we might not be so lucky unless we've done that wrong, which is possible. We put them on explore, we unpause, we get this. Okay. So this one is forest remnants found. Can I click on this stuff? No. Okay, we do have forest. After much exploration, the leader has found a room full of remnants of the old world. And then what happens if we do collect? We got to watch this up here. This one? I can't remember which icon's remnants. Okay, so he got 100 remnants. Well, that's weird. Everything worked. This should be the same one again. Yeah, because we haven't done anything. So now the problem is he really passing all of his rolls? Every skill check is it passing or? I have a feeling that this is too lucky. And it's whenever everything works correctly, there's something wrong on the first try. So we got to figure out what's wrong because everything's working. That may seem strange, but this is from past experience. So first off, okay, so the reason why he's passing every time is because it's 10 and they get 10. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to do it like this, and we're going to get rid of this. So this is that to do. This isn't initialized or something. Equals 0. It is now. So how this is going to work. We just did this so we can get rid of this. Only gives exploration progress if the skill. So all of the other skill checks, you always get something. This is you're not. Only gives exploration progress if the skill check passes. I mean, that seems pretty obvious, but we're going to write it in there anyways. And what we need to do here is there a GD print already stashed in here? There sure is. So let's let these run. This is going to fill up our logs. We also need in here, we need an event or an alert. You're going to know from the pop-up here that if he's finished it, but we need an alert in. We'll do it here. Alert. I forget what it was called. Event log instance text alert. What did I add? Log? Was it add log? I don't know. Oh man, we gotta translate this shit every time. It's something. All right, we'll do it. I was thinking for a second there, I was like, oh, this fucking put something. But no, we'll translate. We'll say has successfully explored, and then the county name. Phrase. Oh, god damn it. I hate you, Excel. Phrase has explored. Has explored. Has successfully explored. Successfully. We need to translate this to bad Spanish. I don't. Really? And then we'll take this and we'll put a $sign right here and we'll go hero first name space hero. Wait, I have like a get full name, I think. Get full name. There we go. I always forget about these things that I've already, these helper, I don't know if that's what they are. These things that are, I always forget that I have written them all already. Not all of them, but many of them. Has successfully, why does it keep putting this new line shit at the end? TR, this is a, motherfucker. This is public class, so we need to tell it translate. Translate server, it's got to be in the squigs. That's the translation server. TR. Quote. And then we need another one of these or squig or something. What's your... Do I have to just tell you to translate? There we go. We see the message. We need a quote at the end. And then one of these has successfully explored. We don't have the county. We're not passing in the county. Oh, we're in the wrong spot. We are in the wrong spot. That's why we don't have the county. I was like, I thought we put the county in here. Space, county data, county name. All right, so one more time. I think we were doing something else as well. We need to save this and we need to close this and then we need to go re-import it every single time. If you ever work with this, just you got to re-import it every time. Even if it says it doesn't need to be re-imported, just re-import it. It will save you much agony at some point. And then we wait. Exploration. Unpause. He's failed his test, so we don't get any notifications or anything. Let's speed up time. Oh, we had a Stack Overflow or something there. This guy's either absolute dog shit or our test isn't working. Oh, he must be absolute dog shit. Okay, so collect remnants. We'll ignore the remnants. What is Stack? Oh, he did it twice. Now he's hitting it like every time. Okay, so we were just really unlucky. We need, look at all these things. Yeah, we need to, this skill check is not in a good spot where I turn that on. This is not good. What we need to do is, I'm just going to cut this. That's why we were getting those things there. We'll put a GD print of GD print $, squigs, hero, whoops, hero. We could You know what we could do? Breakpoint. Close this. Debug. We just want to make sure that this stuff is working correctly. I guess that's pretty obvious that that's what we would want to do, right? I need to switch my... Magic Man, how's it going? Did that chat go through? It didn't. And I even refreshed it after my break. What the hell, man? Yeah, I guess I should report. Maybe I'm using it wrong, but I think I should report the bugs to this dude. I think I pay for his support. You know, I not pay for support. I support him on Patreon, I think. Here we go. The scones. All right, so what do we got here? 38 skill. See, I really wish that when you're debugging and it's at a breakpoint, you can look at stuff in your game. Attribute level is 49. Get attribute bonus is 0, which it should be 0 because 49 is in the middle. It's out of 100. He doesn't have any subordinates, so he gets no bonus from that. We don't have a perk, so he doesn't get any. His exploration amount is 0. Then in here, we haven't gotten here yet. So attribute bonus is 0. Additional bonus, 0. Perk. It doesn't tell me the skill. The skill here. Yeah, now I'm all worried that this chat doesn't work. That's the Twitch chat. I wonder if I gotta click this other button. Toggle all stream visibility. Looks like it's working, but it didn't show up in OBS. All right. So this all looks right. Let's put this here and let's turn this one off. And then let's go forward. Explored amount is 10. And it started at 0. So yeah, that looks right to me. I think it's working. Like I said, though, it's when everything works perfectly on the first run, it causes all sorts of... There's something wrong in the background. Okay, so we collect these, let's say. And it even added that in, right? And this is working. Let's ignore this, but let's look at... I gotta do it. I gotta pause it. What are your scout of 38s? Awareness, yeah, that all looks right. Oh, we didn't put in their scouting equipment bonus. Okay, so we got it, because I'm running out of time here. This should be an additional bonus. We need to add, stop, we can stop you. To do, add scouting equipment bonus, and then we're going to put that over here because we want to fix this other thing. Hopefully we have time to add scouting equipment bonus to exploration. So that's gonna, so when your subordinates have that, it's really gonna hamper. It's really, because the scouting equipment, or because of how I'm doing it with just a bonus, they're just giving a bonus to the leader. The scouting equipment that they're carrying around also, it really is hampering the, possibly, because normally each subordinate, in any other circumstance, each subordinate would be adding work as well. Maybe we possibly add scouting, the subordinate scouting equipment bonus 2. So basically they would pass every time if you have a group, because so the thing is that the subordinates are traveling around with the hero. They're not out exploring on their own. All right, what were we gonna fix? Because that all worked somehow. Scouting, that's not what we want. We need to go down here. Oh yeah, when you uncheck recruit, it should change back to primary activity. Let's fix that real quick. I cannot believe all that shit worked. I knew we weren't, like I said, we were gonna do events. We were gonna add new events, but then we didn't. That'll be a well, not next week, because next week I'm gonna be gone, but maybe on Friday. So this is under hero panel whatever, which I think I closed. I think I closed it. Hero panel. This one. So when when we get rid of the army leader concept, it's going to be a lot of changes. So for this, populate active boxes. No, that's not it. So we should have, what is this strange? Disable most activity boxes. We have the signal, primary activity. No, this is not. This is a secondary on recruiting. If button press equals true, secondary box disabled. If the button pressed is true, we return. Is that not what we want? If the secondary checkbox lists, so that's the recruitment button pressed equals true, we return. So if it's already pressed, we get out of there. But in reality, we don't want to do that. We want to do, we will return as well, but we're going to have secondary hide, and then we're going to primary show return. Then we get out of there. Now what the fuck am I listening to? I know you guys can't hear it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out this YouTube chat kind of croaking after a while. I wonder if I could look on, I should just look on his Discord or something. But what I was trying to say earlier is that I think I started giving him money on Patreon since I use this all the time, I figured. But yeah, it seems to like time out after a while. All right, let's test this. This one should be quick to test too, but we're running out of time as well. 2:47. All we have to do is check this. Sorry. all we have to do is recruit. I do like this max amount too. That worked out quite well. It didn't work. This part worked. So let's see. If button pressed. Did it not get to here? Let's see. I really don't like doing that. Oh, I should just change it to enums, but god damn it, I have so many enums. So we change this. We close this. So it doesn't get there. If true, the button state is pressed, meaning the button is pressed down or toggled. Only works if toggled is true. Shouldn't this be toggled true? It is. You know, there's another way we can test this. Not right now, because we can't. Can we come back? Oh, it's on again. There's another way we could check this. The player actually doesn't control the reason why we have this turn off. Wait. Wait. This should go here. And then this, it's not suggesting the way it wanted. No, we're going to rerun it. No, we're just going to cancel. We're going to stop. I don't remember what that return is for. Now I'm regularly checking YouTube because the thing's not coming through. Maybe I have it set up wrong as well. That could be a problem. There we go. But that was weird. We came back. Yeah, it's still on. Why do you think you're recruiting? That works right. You're on idle. Why when I go away and come back do you... Oh, it stopped that time. I wonder if it's not throwing them to idle. We can easily check that though. Remember that bug that was the reason the bug was happening was because I was trying to look at if the bug was happening? That was great. I don't know why I like that so much. Okay. Now you're on idle. I'm wondering though if that's checking if it's the same thing is happening. It's because we're looking at it. Yeah, so it is. It's not flipping them to idle when I click that. So on here, we also need to set the hero to idle. Is that right? Yeah, so if we uncheck this, we want to set... Do we even know what the... I guess we have to. What did we call it? Population data? Activity, update activity, all enums. We want it to be idle. There's a lot of moving parts in video games. it's strange, right? It's weird that there's so many moving parts in video games. All right, recruit, close, uncheck, check over here, go away and come back, No, that's not what I wanted. Put him back on recruit. You're recruiting. Are you actually recruiting? Looks like it. All right, I think that solved the problem. Good enough, right? We'll close this thing off. Close the ticket. We actually closed an issue today. We might actually have closed two. Let's take a look here. I'm just aggressively checking YouTube now because I guess I could test it, but we're almost done. Percentage explored. Okay, we have one last thing we got to do, actually. So once this is, when we check for finished exploration, this thing shows up. This shows up. And I'm wondering, what we want to do is we want to destroy it. Can we just say remove self? We want it to remove. Can we just say remove at? I think we can. Yeah, we're just going to blow away the first one. And then what happens when there's none in there? When it gets to here, we're going to get a bug. That's what's going to happen, is we're going to get a bug, and it's going to say... So as we were testing it, the same one kept popping up over and over again. That shouldn't happen because we're going to destroy each one as they're explored. You failed? You're a failure, dude? Come on. Here we go. We will collect the remnants. I didn't see where that was, though. We haven't got a bug yet, but we should. Oh, look. Did that update on its own? It is 33% explored, by the way. That's correct. Oh, yeah. What happens if we're, like, over here? Will this shit work? Are you really... You're that level of suck here? He was that level of suck the whole time. I didn't look at what this said at the beginning. But this kicked up on its own. I didn't even have to fix that to update on its own, but we are 66% explored. Why is everything working correctly? And then this should be the final one. We're 100% explored. So then what happens? Yeah, then we start throwing bugs. All right, that works. We're going to put a thing in here. This is done, though. Let's close this one. Somehow it's just working. When a county is fully explored, make the heroes stop exploring, and also disable the button. We have so much work for the AI to do. We need to get on that too, because the farther we fall behind, the more work we have to do to remember how shit works. When a county is fully explored, make the hero stop exploring, and also disable the button in the hero container. Blank issue, create. Let's put some notes in AI. Then I'm going to push this code. Why you got to jump around like that? Population AI. It's going to be faction AI. Exploration. We just want to make sure we don't forget about this shit. I'll just move it to the top. Because it's going to be that personality thing that the interface that we started working with. So we're going to have the faction deciding like what it wants to do with its heroes and stuff. And we currently only have 2 personalities, and I think I call them like offensive and defensive. But we'll have like 3 or 4. Probably at the end we'll have at least 10 different personalities, and the players are not going to know what personality their neighbors have. But it will be like some of them. Yeah, so like builders, researchers, aggressors, use dependent, yeah. So what will happen is like someone will be like big explorers and exploring. Like they'll all do a little bit if they have the ability to build additional heroes with the upkeep and all that. But we want to do the thing where we don't have the AI cheat. Obviously, that might not be an option, but we actually got some good shit done today. Let's close this thing down. And we'll raid somebody, but I want to push this code. Let's push this code here. And push this code and make this go away over there. Heroes will now explore, and the event, the story event window works. Still need to deal with when a county is fully explored. So the exploration should be kind of very impactful. It should be very impactful on your civilization, so it's going to be kind of expensive. Okay, so we are done with this push. Let's see if we can't. Well, it's not done. Now it's done. Close this. Let's see if we can find somebody to raid. Stinklewinks. Oh, we had another bot that I didn't see. Okay, raid channel. Who do we got? Who do we got? Following. Stinklewinks put a thing in. He said, don't raid me. And so if he's streaming, we're raiding him, right? Because he asked not to be. Crystal Mess is streaming. Created by Critters. I just raided him. Let's do Crystal Mess. He seems like an interesting person. That sounded weird. The way I said that sounded weird. No, I don't want to knock. I want to start raid, and I got to stop my music. And then thank you guys for dropping by today. Like I said, next week, and I probably will not stream. I mean, I know I will not stream because I'm going to be in a wedding. And maybe on Friday before that. And I will talk to you guys next time. Have a good existence.